Let's talk piracy and magic. It's not something we talk about a lot, and I feel like I'm in kind of an interesting place right now. For the past 15 years, I've made my living as a full-time professional, and I've held out from sharing any of my material with the magic community. I haven't published in large part because I wanted to wait until my work was polished and I had something that I felt was really worthy of your time, your money, and your attention. And so I'm finding myself in the position of putting something out for the very first time. And I've just found out that the Living Room Sessions, which teaches some of my working material for my working act, has been ripped off. It's been customer of mine, decided to post it to one of the Chinese rip-off magic websites. And I wanted to take a second to just record how this makes the person who put the material out feel, because it's not a perspective I think we get a lot. If you're not somebody who, like I was for years, if you're not somebody who's putting out material, when you're making a decision to put material out, in my case, some of this stuff is stuff that's been with me for years, that I've been working on for years. It's stuff that in two of these cases is very, very strong, but that until I made the decision to publish, no one else in the world was doing. I had an absolute exclusive. So I'm already risking something by deciding to share material with the community, right? And all of us are. Anybody who's putting something out, it's a risk to, unless it's just like, here's something I thought about for 10 minutes and there it is. And so to take that risk and to then have someone say, I'm just going to, after all these years of work, I'm just going to steal this from you. I'm just going to take it. It sucks, man. It makes you not want to do it again. Why take on the risk that you're taking and then have somebody not even have the decency to pay you for your ideas? You don't want to do it. And I know there's some people who are not sharing material specifically because of that. The other thing to keep in mind is it makes us want to, if we're going to keep sharing material, it makes us want to protect it. And that means doing things that make life harder for you as an end user customer. So doing stuff like going to, there was this service Revisit that people were using because of this. I understand now 100% why they were using it. Very clunky, very hard, because it was all set up from a perspective of protecting the material rather than making it as easy for the learner to use and access the material. And that sucks. The other approach is, hey, let me just add a 0 or 2 to the price point and make it more exclusive, make it a smaller pool of people who have access to the material, make them feel more invested in the material because they have skin in the game, and so theoretically are less likely to just give it away. I don't think any of these options are in the best interest of the magic community as a whole necessarily. I would love for my material to be accessible for people who want to study it. But it's a reality that we're dealing with. And if you're taking stuff off of these torrent sites, if you're putting stuff on these torrent sites, I want you to realize, I want you to think about just two things, right? One is the losses of people who don't want to put their stuff out again. And maybe you don't like my stuff, and that's fine, but I guarantee you that I'm not alone in these feelings, that if I'm feeling this, other people who have created something and are putting it out on the market are feeling the exact same thing. And the loss of people not wanting to put stuff out there, and it's a loss we'll never see. We'll never know about, what material could have been shared within the community that's not, because people don't feel like being robbed over and over again. And the other is how it defines us as a community and how it defines us as individuals, that we're taking something because we can. Phenomenal performer friend of mine, somebody who's made massive contributions to the art, is a great performer who refuses to work the Magic Castle, because his thinking is if he does his A stuff, somebody will see it and somebody will start doing it. And if he does his B stuff, he'll be panned. And it's not worth the risk for him, as he puts it. And it's a little bit of a loss for him, because working the castle is an amazing experience, and it's great to be part of that entire heritage in that community, but it might be an even bigger loss for us. And it might be a bigger loss both in terms of what those people could contribute and are not contributing, but who we are and what our values are define us too. And for us to be a community where we take whatever we want from each other whenever we want it just because we can have it, it's a tragedy not just for the people who have things taken from them, but it's also a tragedy because it's so demeaning to the community itself. It sucks to be that kind of person, and it sucks to be that kind of community, and we can be so much more. This is a community where we've taken on, those of us who are professionals, a very challenging profession. And that means that we face the same challenges and the same joys and the same triumphs and the same kinds of victories. And that should mean we have each other's back. That should mean that we're in this together. That should mean that we take care of each other and watch out for each other. And that's great, not just because of the physical benefits it provides, the benefits of having great material that's published, of being willing to perform for your peers because you're not afraid of somebody taking your routine, right? It's not just liberating in that sense. It's a better thing to be a part of. It's a more human thing to be a part of. Thank you to the people who paid for this material. I'm so glad you guys have enjoyed it. I really appreciated the emails and the notes that have come back from folks and the ideas that you're sharing. And it's really a model for what publishing magic can be, where we build on each other and we create something that's so much greater than any of us on our own could have created, because it is a collaboration across time and across distance that's enabled by publishing. But when we stop publishing because we're afraid of stuff being taken, it just wilts. That whole possibility is gone. So thank you for listening to this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And I'd love to, it'd be great if there's a productive conversation that comes out about how to deal with this stuff. There's no easy solution. There's not going to be a solution. But at the very least, I just wanted to document how it feels to be on this side of it, in case maybe it's not something you thought about before. So take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.